Welcome back, Overwatchers, to the continued coverage here at Broadcast.gg of Australia Open Division Season 3 2018 playoffs. I am Rapture here again with BeatDownBlvd, bringing you a winners round 2 match here through the bracket between Paper Plane and Sandbaggers. Beatdown, how you doing?
Doing great, Rapture. Yourself?
Not bad, not bad. We had a pretty solid set earlier. If you're just joining us, about an hour ago, we finished up our first matchup, which was on the other side of the bracket between Cascade and STK came out on top. That puts them in the winners round 2 area up against Exto Gaming, and they might have to run into a pretty hard bracket from there. That might be the test they have. And of course, over on this side, Sandbaggers and Paper Plane, they've already had to go through round 1. Sandbaggers taking out Janitors, and we even had a situation with the Paper Plane and their opponents. So yeah, so there was unfortunately for MPNG unable to make the match, so Paper Plane making it through. So this is the culmination of that so far. And going into this, we have our two combatants here, Paper Plane and Sandbaggers. Beatdown, can you tell us a little about Sandbaggers?
Well, Sandbaggers, as you said, still working their way through the winners bracket. Hopefully they can keep it up. They seem to be a pretty flexible team here. I actually want to, point you out to Ruin on the side of Sandbaggers. Seems to be a really flexible player. He has, of his top 3 heroes, he has one in each category. So, I'm expecting a lot of Widowmaker, a lot of Wrecking Ball. So it's a little interesting to hear out of one sole player, but that's what he said. So I'm hoping to see it.
And their opponents, Paper Plane, they're going to be having an opportunity to up against them, a team of 8, and we'll see if they have their substitutes come in. But they have a composition that seems to favor. They have a Widowmaker and Tracer favored players, so it seems like they have some pretty diverse picks in terms of DPS. Where we're seeing some pretty standard picks with like Reinhardt and Zarya for their tank line. It's a team that's been around for about 3 months or so, and they practice pretty often throughout the week. So going into this, of course, they made it through playoffs. They're a team that's grinded this far, and now they have an opportunity to kind of show themselves after having a situation in round 1. This is where they can kind of finally get their hands a little bit dirty and show everyone what they've got.
Without a doubt, this is it. You're in the playoffs. Whether anybody likes it or not, they're all the teams here, and this is their chance to prove themselves. Can they make it to the top 4 and make it to trials? I guess we'll find out.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, speaking of which, the top 4 teams in this playoff bracket will be making contenders trials. They're all best of 5 sets except finals, which is a best of 7. We'll have a best of 5 here in winners round 2. So, of course, a lot on the line. You want to be getting that contenders trial seed. Both of these teams definitely going to be working hard to get that. You got to get those 3 maps, and you'll be moving on to another match where, of course, it's double elimination, so you can move into the losers bracket and have that run. And that's where we might see some crazy stuff happen in losers bracket here in Australia, because things have already heated up in our previous set, what we see in round 1, and we're going to get into our first map here. It will be Nepal. Beatdown. We're going to see a little bit of control, as always, to start off here. This is where the teams kind of get a feel for each other, warm up a little bit. Anything in particular you might be looking for, knowing that we're going to be on Nepal Sanctum?
Well, for starters, Nepal Sanctum, very boop-centric map. Really good way to start off. We might see a lot of environmental going off here. I'm expecting, it's going to be one of 2 things. Either both teams are going to opt for, the classic Boop City comp, I like to call it, with the Orisa, with the Roadhog, the Lucio. But it's also possible that teams kind of opt for the dive. You mentioned that Paper Planes, kind of prefer the Tracer Genji dive, I believe it was. So probably it could really go either way. It's hard to say at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. We're already seeing both teams kind of tease what they might be running here. On the blue side, we'll be having PPE, of course, the Paper Plane squad, and Sandbaggers. In the red, we're already seeing that's Doomfist. Beatdown, what do you think about potentially running Doomfist on this map?
Super excited about that. Rune didn't even mention it, so I can't wait to see it. This comp actually may do a lot to put a wrench in the plans of Paper Planes here. This dive, especially with all this burst damage from the Doomfist, it's going to do a lot of work against the Orisa comp here. So unless Inattentive can get some serious picks, it's not looking too good.
Both teams now jockeying for position towards this mid area, but Rune's going to be pushing up here with the Doofus, while Zeno is already in the back line with the help of Cool Whip with the Sombra to get a kill. Shooter McGrab will get rid of Zeno, but Cool Whip helps pick things up on Jai. And now both teams just trading as Rune also goes down. So the overextension here for the red side is paying off in terms of getting the point, but they're losing players here. And Cool Whip now on the Sombra going into the back line once more, trying to harass. Play for Plains, getting a little bit of a distraction on that Sombra. Now they're going to turn around and focus on the point and beat down. It's still a scrappy fight. Neither team trying to lose players, and it's been a while since we've lost them. And this point is about to get captured. It's getting super close already. Sandbagger just trying to hold on and grasping at it with the bare minimum that they have. Paper Plane just barely letting it go. And now it's in control here for Sandbaggers. The Supercraft Shooter gets two, at least one with the whole hog, looking for more, and Beatdown might be able to flip this right back. Oh, that looks like only the Roadhog. Can he bring it back? No.
I mean, he's not around now. It was definitely a valiant effort using the whole hog, unfortunately to no avail. And all this is really doing is causing Paper Planes to just kind of stagger themselves. So it doesn't seem really beneficial. You should just back up and take a better fight. Ult economy is definitely in favor of Sandbaggers here. They have so many ults, but this Junkrat Tire Harlequin wants to even it out here for his team.
Yeah, that would be a great way to get right back into this. There's the Cool Whip EMP. There's waiting. Harlequin will find Fracture to get this thing going, but Zeno dives right in response, trying to take out the front line. Jay goes down. The Mercy, no res left here for the blue side. Paper Planes has to live off the sound barrier that's just thrown down here by Pixel, but still they have no presence on the point. The fight still towards their spawn. Flying Luigi's has a self-destruct. We're gonna hold on to it and probably just a laxative effort to stay alive longer in the fight here. Pixel gets rid of Room, but Cool Whip getting rid of Inattentive. So now Cool Whip can have the EMP, and Inattentive is still at least a little over halfway to theirs. So a big lead for Cool Whip. Inattentive does get res, but there's still a player advantage here for the red side. And Paper Plane struggling to get onto the point, as at this point, Sandbaggers are running away with the beatdown.
They definitely are. And they're going to this last fight. They're actually pretty much in one fight territory here. On top of that, they have 3 ults going into this next fight where there's really nothing online for Paper Plane. You know, this is really dangerous here. They're doing some swaps at the end. Harlequin onto the McCree. Probably wants to deal with Cool Whip, but can he do it? There's such a little amount of time left.
Now, someone needs to get here and touch the point. There's 5% left. There is a Sombra, and EMP is thrown down by Cool Whip, and then Zeno capitalized, gets a kill on Pixel. 5v5 situation. Well, you gotta touch the point, and unfortunately, they were too occupied getting killed by Sandbaggers to get there in time. So, an 100-0 win for Sandbaggers in the first phase of Nepal. A great start for the Red Squad.
Oh, that's the beauty of Sombra. You could have all the mobility in the world, but as soon as you're hacked, you just got your 2 feet. And that's pretty much what caused them being Paper Planes to not be able to make it to the point on time. But it was really just a symptom. The cause really being that they just couldn't take engagements properly, despite having the mobility advantage. Because of that, they fell so far behind on the ult economy. They weren't able to actually, keep some ults up in the bank for that last fight. So they got EMP'd and completely demolished.
Yeah, and now we're going to have to see some kind of change as we move on to the village portion of Nepal. It is the best of 3 in control, as we all know. So only one more opportunity here for this to be tied up for Paper Planes. And they're going to rush to the right side with the help of this Lucios, boosting them right in a little bit with the Reinhardt shield. They have a Mei too as well here, as well as the Reaper. So they're going in for some close quarters fights here, Beatdown, up against a pretty tanky composition with the Junkrat for Sandbagger. So an opportunity to try and take care of Reaper and Mei from afar.
There was a good swap out there from Sandbaggers, but it's such a bad time to do it. Paper Planes have the advantage here because the Mei and the Reaper, it's such a hard comp to dislodge from the point here. Although it was good for them for Sandbaggers to swap, Paper Planes now have the point. They have the advantage, and they are able to isolate with the Mei wall. And Valhalla already getting 2 as a result of that.
Yeah, fantastic Mei wall from Harlequin. Inattentive is going to take a quick nap, and Fractured sticking around a little long, but doesn't get staggered. Oh, might actually get caught in the crossfire, the cross freeze that is. Jay will steal the kill. Now 30% here, and Beatdown. Look at that, Jay already has the coalesce.
Not a great start here. If you're the Sandbaggers, they really need to get into this fight. They can't waste any more time. They're just kind of standing outside the point. Seems like they're trying to decide how they should engage. They already have the nano boost. Soon they're going to have the Riptire. I think they need to get in there, bait the May wall, and just get in on this fight because they can't afford to waste any more time. Already 50% here for Paper Planes.
Oh, your cheddar! It hits 5 or 6. I might have hit the entire team there. An absolutely earth-shaking crack there, and it's definitely going to convert into an entire team kill. There's the bell. Valhalla ending the entire reality here for the red side.
We're going to see a replay really quick. Absolutely huge shadow here from Valhalla. Exactly what the team needed. Paper Planes winning the fight off one ult. It's got to feel so good. Now they still have some ults coming online as well. They're still looking really good here. Almost in one-fight territory as well, but the Junkrat tire might be able to change that.
Yeah, this needs to be a clutch tire. The Reaper's waiting up there, inattentive, trying to dodge the Riptire. Goes Ghost, and does get away. Goes into another plane of existence. Now there's the May Freeze on the point. That is actually not going to come out entirely. I think it might have actually gotten sucked up. Inattentive and Shooter will get a couple of kills. Cool will find Inattentive, but still control the point for the blue side. And Paper Planes right now getting a little bit burnt as they lose 2. But the Sound Barrier from Pixel trying to keep alive up against that Graviton. There's a self-destruct to catch Shooter who's on the outside of the Graviton, getting caught in there. And then Pixel forced away by the Reinhardt, and just at 99%, it'll force the reset. Sandbaggers not done just yet.
Not done yet at all. Flying Luigi's the man to thank. Ate the May Blizzard, exactly what his team needed. If that went off, they would have all been frozen. This round would have been over. But he gave his team another chance. You know, Sandbaggers used too many ults in that last fight, arguably, but they still have the Earth Shatter. If they can shut down, shoot McGrath's Graviton Surge, I think they have a really good shot at keeping this one just a little longer.
Yeah, but that Q from Inattentive could end this fight right here. There's an Earth Shatter, and it's not going to find a huge amount of players, but it will get a few in the corner, but they get away. There's the Graviton, and there it is. Shooter looking for a bunch, but there's a barrier in the way. Has to get out. Zeno gets one. There's Earth Shatter, but as Valhalla's trying to let it go, Flying Luigi's dumps a few missiles down their throat. Now Cool with their Junkrat Riptire gets an Inattentive. Fraction still on the point, trying to contest up against the Zarya and the Moiras. Flying Luigi's gets Pixel. Rune will help bolster him up, and in control of the point, it will be Sandbaggers still holding on, now at 55%.
Oh, it's not looking too good here for Paper Planes either. You know, used a few too many ults in that last fight, but I guess what they were going for is some swaps now. They're going for the Farm of Mercy, keeping Harlequin on the May. They still want to try and isolate, but you know, they're going to have a little bit of trouble. It's really hard when you don't have the points to really make use of this, but we'll just have to see. Goobs has the nano boost, and already a pick going on for the side of Sandbaggers.
Yeah, and Harlequin had the highest ult charge there too, so now even farther from their next ultimate. Then Jay goes down. Paper Planes falling apart left and right here as they try to get back onto the point, but they have 15% left to contest. And right now, Sandbaggers has not only the point, but the area surrounding it. Flying Luigi's and Goose both sitting on their ultimate, but Xeno's about to get Earth Shatter yet again, and Valhalla's at 36%, nowhere near the Earth Shatter they need. Valhalla charges right in, and a counter charge from Xeno misses, but the Graviton's gonna suck everyone in place in the blue squad. There's a Diva Bomb, trying to catch everybody, only gets Shooter. Earth Shatter finds 4 at 3, but Pixel somehow gonna sneak in the res. Now Coolwin with the Junkrat Riptire, and there's no way for the overtime to be contested by Paper Planes. It will be a hold and win for Sandbaggers as they take Nepal 2-0.
Oh, that must feel so bad if you're Paper Planes here. You know, they had the point. They were at 99%, but I think they just started to slip a little bit, you know? They started using ult inefficiently. The ult economy just turned right on its head. They weren't able to actually, you know, keep up with the ult game, and because of that, they started, you know, panicking a little bit. They lost the kit. They started losing fights really early, you know, due to early pickoffs, and before you know it, it became 100-99.
Yeah. Right there, you can see that game kind of just slip out from under your noses. But and the second phase was definitely harder fought. It was, you know, 100-0 win on the first round, but then that second round on Village, we saw a little back and forth. But then once Sandbaggers got control of the point, they wouldn't let go. And I gotta go back again to Flying Luigi's on that right click. You know, getting the defense matrix on the May Blizzard was crucial. It allowed them to maintain that hold, and they didn't let go from that point.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. Like I already said before, and it was so big to eat that all at such a crucial time. I dare say that round we would have gone to a map, or a round 3, I should say, had that gone even a little bit differently. But it didn't. However, I'm still happy to say that Paper Planes are still definitely, you know, showing a pulse here. They're putting up a good fight. so they still have a good chance. This could still be a great series.
Yeah, absolutely. Sandbaggers kind of showing them what's up on control, but we still got a lot more maps to go here. And we will have Escort as our next game type, of course. I know in our last set we saw Rialto. Wonder if we'll see that again. But we didn't see Nepal last time. We did see Lijiang. And we'll be going into that next map on the other side of a break. So don't go anywhere. More Australian Open Division Season 3 2018 playoffs come your way in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for map 2 here between Paper Planes and Sandbaggers. And Sandbaggers are up 1-0 after a 2-0 win in Nepal. Beatdown, and we're going into Rialto once more. You ready for this map?
Oh, I absolutely am, and I'm excited to see how Sandbaggers are going to play this. Even more excited to see how Paper Planes are going to respond. Now they're down 0-1. You know, it's not a great start for them, but I'm sure they're very eager to turn this around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we definitely saw some more life in them on the second phase of Nepal as opposed to the first, which that's fine. You know, sometimes you got to take a little time to get, find your stride, get your feet under your shoulders and move forward one step at a time. So this could be it. Rialto might be the time for them to get into the groove. Anything on control that kind of stuck out to you that might play a factor in this map?
I think they just played a little bit too passively. There were some times where they were even on the offense, but they kept getting counter dived, is what I want to say. Like, it should have been their offensive. The aggression should have been theirs. But instead, the tempo was taken for them and controlled by Sandbaggers. And I think that's a big factor when you're running the dive beat dive. You can't let them control the pace of the fight. So hopefully they've learned that throughout the duration of the last round, and they can just tighten it up this time and, don't hesitate. They've shown they're good, so just get in there. I'm going to keep saying W mouse 1 until somebody does it.
Well, we'll see how effective that is if someone employs it. We are seeing, though, the double sniper composition coming out here for Paper Planes. What do you think about that?
I like it. I mean, it's really good to make use of the sight lines here, especially in this open courtyard area. You definitely cannot go wrong. Shoot from a safe distance, and they have such a high DPS that one-shot kill potential is no joke. Still, keep an eye out for Rune, going for that back flank. The Sombra is so good. Just shut down the abilities of anybody they choose. And yeah, we'll have to see what he's looking for right now. Just hiding away.
And speaking of flanks, too, Zeno also going for this super long route, crouching around, not trying to get any of his footsteps to be heard here. And it's all the way in the back line behind Pixel, too. And almost Pixel might have even heard him there. But still the payload just holding now as Zeno hiding all the way in the back, along with Rune as well. And they're not building any ult charge. I think Rune got detected there a little bit. If not, they're still biding their time. But the front line on the payload is now withered a bit because they've lost their Winston. But the Winston goes in again on Pixel. That's going to start things up. And they're going for that backline push. But Rune goes down to Harlequin. So after all of that, just an even trade there, 5v5 situation. Now the offense has to make the most of it, but Shooter finds Zeno. Inattentive, cuts down Cool Whip if they burn some cooldowns to dive in. With Harlequin cleaning up Fractured, all of that setup pretty much washed down the drain there for Sandbaggers.
What a great long con from Paper Planes. I gotta say, I'm really impressed. Getting that early pick onto the Zenyatta was so huge. It really looked like it was gonna work out with him. But unfortunately, you know, Paper Planes DPS is so much work right now, and Sandbaggers couldn't quite take advantage of, you know, the man advantage that they have. They started losing men one at a time. You know, as I mentioned, the one-shot potential was so good, so it didn't quite work out. Inattentive again, just getting these great one-shot kills.
Yeah, and that only slows things down as the offense doesn't have a mercy, so Sandbaggers waiting again and again here for something to really happen. And Zeno now, again, a very aggressive position, trying to make some pressure on this back line in an awkward position, but it hasn't bought their offensive attempt much room here. And now we've lost 2 minutes on this push, and Payload hasn't even made it to the first checkpoint.
That's one of those flanks that you don't really try more than once. Yeah, unfortunately it didn't work, and they're trying to go with the old-fashioned. So far, it seems like it could be working. Yeah, that was a great sleep onto the Monkey Zeno, then gets pinned, but the rest of the team falls down, and with Shooter, the last one alive after Valhalla, also falls. That checkpoint will finally be met. It seems like, you know, that's the thing about being on offense. Your strat only has to work once. The defense has to be right every single time. Yeah, all it would almost be unfair if you think about it, but that's Overwatch. So now they're going to cap the point here. It looks like Sandbaggers are, they're just wasting no time either. Playing it very well. Actually, it looks like they're going to get some kills and stuff, or deaths rather. Yeah, that's a pretty aggressive push. Common, you know, through these escort maps, trying to play aggressively to give the Payload more room to work with, just to easily coast through the second phase. But as you said, those aggressive pushes resulting in some deaths, and now the Payload's going to move in. The defense still waiting to rejoin the fight as well. Yeah, luckily for the offense, the defense have actually a bit of a spawn disadvantage just from this particular point. And now it looks like Sandbaggers are actually ready to set themselves up, but the Earthshatter is going to come out and chase that. Oh, and as he goes to try and follow up on the Earthshatter, gets swept. Valhalla can't get anything off the Earthshatter. Now a Transcendence comes out at the exact moment Cool Whip pops the blade. The Harlequin was out of the range of the Transcendence, so it gets cut down by Cool Whip. Still, it's the only kill that comes out of it, and then Cool Whip goes down to Shooter. And the defense able to hold on, but they've taken some losses. They will wait as Flying Luigi's get slept, but now they're back up. They can push up aggressively. Valhalla has to fall back a bit. Shooter McGravin trying to bolster him, but Valhalla cannot stay up long enough to keep that shield alive. Now 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and that Payload's cruising towards the second checkpoint, but it has a dragon going right through, and the Payload goes through the dragon's maw, but the rest of the team stays alive. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Cool Whip up against the Shooter, gets the kill. Inattentive trying to get away, but can't get off. Winston has the nano boost, and there's the second checkpoint. Now about 4 minutes, just under that here for the offense beat down. They've got a lot of room to work with. Without a doubt, 4 minutes left, really turning it around from that almost overtime capture of the first point. They're playing this so well, especially with the ult economy game. They bait the ults out of Paper Plane, and because of that, they're always ahead. They have 3 ults going into this next fight, especially look out for Ruin with the EMP. That's going to be so huge. Probably going to shut down Valhalla, who's looking for that Earthshatter right now. Yeah. And throws the translocator. There's the self-destruct. The EMP comes out, so Valhalla cannot block the self-destruct, and they're going to combine on that 5-3 situation here for the offense. Sandbaggers, but they lose Rune. Do they have the DPS? Well, they will have the sustain with this primal rage thanks to Zeno, while Cool Whip finds Inattentive. Now Goobs still pretty alive here, getting closer and closer to another nano boost. They could throw that on the Winston as we're below 5 meters here, super close. Anyone gets booped off, that could be it here, both beat down. And super high charge Shooter almost kills Cool Whip, but Valhalla steals the kill as Cool Whip was retreating. And the rest of the team gonna follow suit. Another hold here for Paper Plane. Sandbaggers has to go back to the drawing board after almost completing the map. Good on Paper Plane for managing to hold it here. On top of that, Shooter McGrav actually got to hold on to the Graviton Surge, didn't need it, so now he's holding on to it for the next fight. So this is really good here, unless Flying Luigi's can just show how hungry he really is and eat it again. And whoa, what's going on here? The McCree's going for a long flank. Harlequin trying to stir something up, stirs the pot a little bit, but they fall back after prodding the bee's nest, so to speak, as the offense going to give it another go. There's the dive in from Zeno. Goes right in, gets stopped a little bit by the shield bash, but is bolstered up
by the nano boost. It's not enough though. Shooter gets them out. 5v5 situation. The defense is going to push up as Shooter is nano boosted, and Harlequin's going for the left side flank, but there's no one there. Now the Lucio on the right side looking for some room, trying to scout a little bit, and then Rune's going to pick up the slack, goes to the back line. Caesar's only an Ana, and the McCree is out of position a little bit, and that's going to cue the blade from Coolwhip who's to get that first kill. There's a Transcendence waiting there from Pixel, but that all means Coolwhip is only going to be able to get that one kill, and indeed the Transcendence works out flawlessly. And now look at this beatdown. Going to the next fight, Shooter McGravin's going to have that Graviton, and Harlequin has the high noon.
Yeah, definitely, this economy is definitely flipped around here. Paper Plane's looking real good now because they're holding the grab. Like you said, they also have the Deadeye. We're going to see some swaps come out here for the side of Sandbaggers, going for a much tank-heavier composition, only DPS being the Junkrat. They're sick of Valhalla and the shield. They want to bust it down and give Xeno a lot more room to work here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Xeno now switching characters, has to build up towards that Earth Shadow. Valhalla is about to get there. It's at 73 right now. Harlequin still has the high noon. Shooter still has the Graviton. So the defense is ready to go. But can Sandbaggers break through in time? They're about to hit that 1 minute mark, and they don't have a Graviton or Earth Shatter of their own. Flying Legis does about to get the self-destruct. That could be a way for them to walk in as we hit that 1 minute mark. Now here's the charge in. A sleep comes through. Not going to hit. Oh, Bree gets caught in the Junkrat trap. Flying Legis gets the kill. High noon. Not going to immediately find Baker. There's the nano boost. Xeno is swinging away as they were nano boosted and left the Earth Shatter through, but no kills come from Valhalla as he charges in. Flying Luigi's forced to use the self-destruct as they get teamed back, but Shooter gets them before they can re-get in. Flying Luigi's finds Jay. A scrappy fight, but Sandbaggers find the kills towards the tail end, and they've controlled the payload up against this high noon McCree and the Bree that is. Now the Transcendence up against the Junkrat, but the Riptire is able to sneak in and finds Inattentive and Shooter. That's a big advantage as Rune gets Harlequin as well. It's just Pixel, it's just Jay ragdolled against the walls. They're Earth Shatters, they try to jump away, and now it's just Valhalla. It's them and only them, and they sacrifice themselves for the greater good, but the payload makes it through regardless. There it is, and Coolwhip making that Junkrat Riptire pay off.
Absolutely huge, exactly what they needed there at the end. Great double kill from him, but honestly, I just got to take a second and talk about Flying Luigi's. The absolute animal. He did it again. He ate the Graviton Surge out of Shooter McGrav, so completely denying all of that value. Once again, if he didn't do so, that push would have likely gone another way, but instead, it didn't. They capped, and I really think they have him to thank for, as well as Coolwhip.
Yeah, 2 for 2 now, and I'm surprised there. I think Luigi's a pretty consistent guy, and flying around, I'm afraid of Luigi flying around. Mario can't fly. Apparently Luigi can fly. Well, Mario has the wing cap, so I've never seen Luigi with the wing cap, but I think that's what Flying Luigi's going for right here, and we'll see how many stars they can get off of this. It's a little speed run of this set. They're trying to win Rialto as quick as they can, but they only got 11 seconds, so not a world record here for the offense. Certainly
not, but still managing to finish is good. It gives them a little bit more room on the defense there. You know, they don't have to worry about some golden rectangle of victory, at least not in this round. If Paper Flames manage to finish this, they're going to go to the overtime rounds anyway. Still, it looks like they want to stop this right here and now. They're running the double sniper defense here, Hanzo and the Widow, for the same reasons I said before. It's really useful. Long sight lines, huge one-shot potential. It's so important right now. The only thing Paper Flames can really do to withstand it is run a tank-heavy composition.
Yeah, that's the thing about this. It's even like a triple sniper composition with the Ana too, right? So if anyone dives this, they get, the 300 quick HP from that biotic grenade. They have 2 snipers for long range shots. Hanzo with a great Dragon Strike. They have the shield. The defense really set themselves up for multiple situations here. And BeatDown, this offense, yeah, they're going for that tanky composition. They're going for goats, and Coolwhip already gets a pick.
Man, and I was gonna mention in passing that against the tank heavy composition, the only one your snipers can deal with are oh my gosh, look at that too. The only one your snipers can deal with are the supports. So if they're gonna deal with it in such a fashion, they gotta land those shots. But before I can even say it, Coolwhip already showing why he's on the Hanzo. Huge first pick.
That's really the thing. This double sniper or even triple sniper composition almost like directly counters this very tank and low verticality composition that the offense is pushing. But of course, that means that through these super narrow streets of Rialto, this composition from the offense, Paper Planes, is going to be able to stick together and push right in. They're going to use this top left high ground to get the verticality they need that they can't get off their own mobility. They're going to jump right in, but great halt by Xeno to put them back in their own place. Rune gets a pick on Jay. That's a great start for the defense, 6v5 advantage, as Coolwhip's getting close to a Dragon Strike. So the farther the offense is, the closer they'll get to potentially getting picked off by a Dragon Strike when it comes in. But Rune just gets all the work done on their own. 3 picks with the Widowmaker, has their ultimate, completely stuns the offense of Paper Planes and shuts things down.
Oh, Rune proving exactly why he's the guy you gotta look out for. Huge plays on the Widow. Already has the infra sight. Look at this man go. And, you know, I really feel bad for Jay. It's supposed to be so hard being the only squishy person on your team. As soon as you get out of the shield's range, bam, your head's blown off. So now we're going to see some swaps here. Paper Plane's actually going for the Widow Tracer dive comp here. Inattentive needs to contest Ruin, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, this is getting a little dire here. This is once again a situation where the payload's really not moving too far in this section of the map. We did see Sandbaggers make their way through this eventually, but right now it's a little bit of trouble here for Paper Planes. Now there's the Dragon Strike, and it's not going to find Paydirt, but it will send some scrambling for cover. It's an even trade for both teams, though. Rune going down, that's a lot of the DPS for the defense that they've gotten, but Fractured and Jay both come in with the reses, so no big deal. They get away from scot-free. Scooter gets a pickup on Cool Whip, who just burned that Dragon Strike, but nonetheless leaves all that DPS to Widowmaker, who's going to get jumped. Asleep, though, from Goobs, shuts down the Winston, and now they get a little bit more room to work with. And Valhalla and Shooter now going to play a little more aggressively, trying to round off this Diva, who's forced to jump up into the air, going to burn the self-destruct, letting it loose, and Pixel gets obliterated. Also, demecking Shooter's Flying Luigi's, 1.5 off of that, and then Flying gets the round up and gets rid of Shooter, so gets 2 kills, gets it confirmed, and the payload, well, it looked like the offense might have been able to seal the deal there. Paper Planes losing it yet again, and now they're 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Absolutely have to give mad props to Zeno there with his dying breath. Such a good halt, preventing the tanks from actually getting away from the self-destruct, causing one to go down, one to lose the mech. And, you know, like you said, a fight that was, you know, all but in favor of Paper Planes to completely turn on its head, and now they have nothing to show for it. And they're 1 down because Harlequin has just gone down yet again.
Yeah, and we've already surpassed that minute mark here, Beatdown, so you know this is absolutely more dire than normal. And Cool Whip, oh, and Inattentive gets rid of Rune, so Cool Whip now going to try and hold a safer sightline here, bolstered up by the Mercy with that extra damage boost to keep off this Winston, who inevitably jumps right in. There's the Dragon Strike, though, but it goes right into Pixel as the Transcendence waiting for them. And then Harlequin seals the deal, gets rid of Cool Whip, a Valkyrie, too, for the Mercy on the side of the blue team here. Jay staying alive and bolstering the rest of the team. So now Paper Planes can dive right in, and they're going ham. They're getting to 2. They're getting 3. Pixel gets 2 of their own. Inattentive gets the 4th kill there after another 3rd. Fractured goes down. No more reses. Valhalla puncturing Cool Whip with a huge slap from that Primal Rage, and Pixel sealing it off with Flying Luigi's last kill. And Beatdown, we finally get that first checkpoint.
Finally, indeed, and honestly, Rune, I feel a little bad going with that emergency beam pick, but Pixel is having absolutely none of that. Knocks his head clean off. So now, finally got some time on the clock here. You're feeling pretty good if you're Paper Planes, and they're pushing up right now just to get some, you know, extra cart time, you know, whatever time they can buy. They're a little behind in the ult economy right now here. Gotta watch out for Goobs, Nano Boost especially. So, you know, they still got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, and I like that Rune has switched over to the Sombra. Going to be trying to get those EMPs coming out as a Widowmaker. Not working out, and of course without the Hanzo too, they changed up their DPS line completely now with the Genji too. There's a self-destruct. It's not going to find Paydirt, while Cool Whip does get rid of Inattentive. 4v4 situations, both teams trade too. Now, the Diva try to stay alive, but Flying Luigi's loses their mech. Thankfully for Shooter, they're still alive, and they're able to get rid of Flying Luigi's mech in that time. Rune gets rid of Harlequin. Jay resing Valhalla. There's really no one from the defense that can test that, and the payload will continue to move forward. Beatdown now, as you can see the defense losing one player after another. They might be able to contest here just in time. They have room to do it. They got to be worried. Rune and Zeno getting closer and closer to their EMPs and Primal Rages respectively. Shooter and Attentive getting some kills. 64 situations for the blue squad. There's the D-Mech. There's the kill and Flying Luigi's, and there's the payload to the second checkpoint.
You know, Rune had a good idea here, switching to the Sombra, especially with how soon he's charging. However, you know, leaving Inattentive completely unattended on the Widowmaker is really dangerous for his team. If he's going to play the Sombra, he needs to get some instant value, because right now, Inattentive is just doing whatever he likes. And, Sandbaggers are suffering for it.
Yeah, right. This inattention has certainly been paying attention to this team. Gets rid of Rune, who's still struggling to get to this EMP, getting killed before they can really confirm the ult charge. And now there's the dive. They want to snowball on this, take advantage of the lower DPS and the less risk of an EMP. Harlequin does get the kill onto Fracture, and there's the Primal Rage out popped by Valhalla. And Pixel has the Transcendence, so once those defensive ultimates are getting popped, they have the Transcendence available to go. It's just Payload walking in, but they have to be careful. Rune is waiting on the left side, and this has the EMP and catches a ton. Everyone there seems they were in the radius. And Coolip, using that blade, finds and slices and dices inattentive. Looking for some more, trying to get some more blood on the blade, but doesn't want to mix too much. Coolip finds Jay, and with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining, it looks like the offense will be pushed back, and Paper Planes knocked off. Here comes the replay.
Yeah, such a risky play here from the side of Sandbaggers, just holding until the very last moment. Then, when the time is right, they pop the EMP, they pop the Dragon Blade, and that's exactly what they need. And it's such a desperate situation, you gotta praise the discipline. They only used 2 ults. They still have 4. So this is still looking really good for them.
Yeah, Pixel still holding on to the Transcendence. Harlequin has the Pulse Bomb now. And really, both teams building to some extravagant amounts of ultimates. There's the Transcendence up against the dive from the Winston. Pixel throws it out, but now they have to wait against the other ultimates from the defense. Pixel will throw that out, and now it's Shooter's the only one left with their ultimate here. They have to deal with this Primal Raging Winston, but now they find another target, dives away, and Harlequin, realizing that Xeno was low, isolates and gets the kill. Coolip finds Valhalla in the meantime, and then Jay gets the reds. Pixel right-clicks, lets it loose, and fires, and clipping a lot, lowering the Diva a little bit. He's going for the self-destruct instead, trying to get everyone off the point, while Harlequin in an attempt to get 2 of their own. Rune picks up Pixel as the Mercy was trying to get there, but unfortunately Jay can't get there just in time, and instead will have to keep up the Diva, trying to stay alive against this Sombra, who's trying to even the odds and build up towards an EMP, just lets it loose, and now with nowhere to go, the blue team is just absolutely running for their lives here. Cool with another blade. The EMP blade combo is confirmed yet again. And now, about 5 seconds remaining in Paper Planes. Beatdown, they're nowhere to be found. There's the dive in, though, the Primal Rage. Valhalla has adjusted time, but not able to get to the payload. I thought Sandbaggers might have another threat there, but no. It will be a hold, and Rialto going to Sandbaggers. They're up 2-0.
That they are, but honestly, still, once again, good on Paper Planes. They're playing really well here. They're not giving this up. It might be they're not giving this up without a fight. It might be 2-0, but make no mistake, this is still a very close matchup here. So, this could be exactly when, Paper Planes turns it up one more notch, because that's all they need there. They're warmed up, they're 2 maps in, and this could be their chance to put themselves on the board.
Yeah, that was another hard-fought match between those 2 teams, like we saw towards the end of the first control map. So yeah, this is still really anyone's set, but of course, a lot of momentum, obviously, in the favor of Sandbaggers. Still, though, I mean, we saw some really solid shots. I mean, Inattentive for Paper Planes was dominating that second, half of Rialto, really. And it took a lot for Sandbaggers to finally break through. And, EMPs they had to deal with, Ruin. Great plays with the EMPs, and that really helped facilitate the end portion of that map. So I like the adaptiveness of both of these teams. And Beatdown, was there a player do you think that was like the most adaptive? Maybe was it Rune on those, switching over from the Widowmaker to the Sombra, or is it somebody else?
I want to say it's going to be either Rune or Inattentive, in my opinion. Both making really key swaps that I think actually ended up benefiting their team really greatly. However, I think you can attribute the win to Sandbaggers to the fact that I think Paper Planes was a little sloppy with their ult usage towards the end. They were actually kind of playing into the hands of Sandbaggers. They were using their ults a little recklessly because, they kind of felt like they were going to be there at the end. Like, oh, this is it. We got it. They start throwing all their ults out. They kind of lose that efficiency. And as a result of that, the calm and collected Sandbaggers just came out and took that ult advantage and kind of won with it.
Yeah, absolutely. They certainly did. Often we found that they would be ahead in ult charge or getting the crucial kills of characters that were falling behind an ult charge already and just lengthening the gap, increasing the gap. And now, speaking of which, there is a set lead here. It is 2-0 for the Sandbaggers. They're certainly doing the opposite of their name, so to speak, or those Sandbaggers really aren't that heavy. We'll have to find out at some point. But we're in Temple of Anubis, so if they got to get filled up, this is the place to do it. This is map 3. Do or die for their opponents, Paper Planes. If they lose this, they drop in a loser's bracket, so they got to make the reverse sweep here. Beat down any expectations coming into Anubis.
I expect this is where Paper Planes really turns it up. They're very capable. They check all the boxes for 2CP. You got to win fights cleanly. You got to manage your ult economy, despite a little bit of issues towards the end there. I think this could be the map for them. They've shown that they can play really well. They've shown that, they got really good ult combos going on with all the teamwork that they have. So I'm expecting big things from them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we saw that both of these teams looking for picks like Widowmaker, like Sombra, which are just as standard picks on Rialto as they are here on Temple of Anubis. So I would expect, a lot of familiar picks from both of these teams. Do you think Inattentive can kind of keep up that Widowmaker play if they do stick with it, like they saw or like we saw in Rialto in the previous map?
I think he can. Although still, because this is a very Widow favored map, maybe even more so than Rialto. Rune's probably going to stick to that Widowmaker a lot more, especially because Cool Whip's on the Sombra for the side of... Harlequin is going to be... Cool Whip is going to be on the Sombra, the side of Sandbaggers. But either way, Rune's shown to be the more dominant Widowmaker player here, so unless Inattentive take it up even another notch, it's going to be hard for him.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the next attempt, and it's going to not start immediately as... The offense just taking their time here. Paper Planes making some quick changes as they get some scouting and seeing, all right, maybe there's an opportunity to go for a dive here. They're going to go for it. Going for the Tracer with the Widowmakers, or slightly modified dive, but they had the dive tanks. Some supports. They got their Mercy res. They're ready to go here. BeatDownBlvd. Some quick changes real quickly to start things off, but so far the offense still trying to wiggle their way through the choke point. Now they're going to make their way towards the right side, split up a little bit, still trying to figure out which lane they want to push in here. Looking for the defense, who hasn't really shown their hand just yet. And now here's the contestation, just for a moment here by the Tracer Harlequin, who's still looking for the rest of the line. And they see, okay, they're up on the high ground. There's the jump in from Valhalla, and Shooter goes right in behind them, but they're purpled a little bit by the biotic grenade. Flying Luigi's finds Jay, and now with the DMAC from Valhalla, that's all they're able to get, and then get the kill on Flying Luigi's. But the blue side here, it's all the kills coming through for Sandbaggers. Rune, 3 kills in a row, just slaughtering the side of Paper Planes.
Insane play here for Rune. This is exactly what I was worried about here. Really dominating. Gets the kill onto Inattentive. Gets the kill onto 2 more. But also props to Fractured here on the Brigitte, showing why they picked it. It's a really good anti-dive hero. As soon as Valhalla gets onto that high ground, immediately shield bash. Anytime he wants to do anything, shield bash. So, honestly, they've really got to maybe either swap it up or pick a DPS hero who can better deal with the Brigitte, them being Paper Planes.
Yeah, and Harlequin runs down with the Pulse Bomb. I think Flying Luigi's might have gotten that. It doesn't get any cater there. Harlequin now down that ultimate. That was the one ultimate they had until Valhalla just got the Primal Rage. So there's an opportunity to prolong this fight, but they still need to get kills. We still need to see kills from Paper Planes actually win it. They can sustain as long as they want, but if they don't get any damage out, there's no way they're going to win it. And Zeno and the rest of the front tank line is running wild here on Paper Planes. Sandbaggers, both their tanks, getting a bunch of kills. Flying Luigi and Zeno Russo doing all the work, as Rune's more so doing scouting here and just looking for these awkward sidelines for anyone who might try to run away. And then Attentive in the meantime finds Fractured and then gets rid of Ruin, sees that Ruin's back from his scouting mission, gives him a welcome mat right there. And now the fight transitioning over to the point. Cool Whip trying to jump in. Cool Whip has an EMP. Has to get there soon because they're on the first tick. And there it is. Paper Plane securing the first one. Cool Whip gets detected, trying to jump in. Self-destruct, but the EMP comes out first. Flying Luigi's finds Valhalla, and then Harlequin turns the corner, gets another Cool Whip. Flying Luigi's also DMX Shooter Brigab, so there's no tank line here for the red side, but Inattentive and Harlequin don't need it. They get both kills as they're bolstered up by Pixel, who has a sound barrier just for good measure. They're not going to pop that as well. And beat down an offensive attempt. It's successful. 5 minutes and 5 seconds here for Paper Planes.
Paper Planes must be feeling so good right now. Harlequin, despite getting his initial pulse bomb eaten, still leads the team of Sandbaggers onto the point, and that's all Inattentive needs. He's got the space, he took the shots, and he pretty much led what was kind of a long fight, but a fight they won in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Now there's a lot of time that Paper Plane has gotten here. They have Pixel on the sound barrier. They have a lot of sustaining ultimates here, but they're still a little on their ways from the Harlequin Pulse Bomb. Shooter McGrath does have the self-destruct though, so they could try to throw that downtown and get into the back line with it, but they're going to instead just try and go through the push through mid, boosting in with the Lucio speed boost here. Cool Whip does get rid of an attempt though as the push comes in, and then Flying Luigi's finds Jay as the jump from the nano boosted Winston clocks a lot of the offense, and Paper Plane just gets crushed as the tank line again steamrolling Sandbaggers, and that asphalt has completely smoothed out here. And now they're just going to pick up the scrap Sandbaggers, trying to get rid of Harlequin, who's being a nuisance, and reduce the rest of the red team to 4 minutes.
Fractured really showing why Vegeta's such a good anti-dive hero. I think a lot of why Paper Planes took so long to engage, they have to respect the Vegeta. They didn't come up with a game plan, but because of that, they lost their momentum. They're losing a lot of time too. Now we're under 4 minutes, but still, Paper Planes has the ult advantage here. Harlequin gonna swap on Doomfist to match with Ruin. We're also seeing Cool Whip just probably looking for a key hack here or something, but
Oh yeah.
regardless,
getting that high ground. Yeah. Rejoining the tank. They're like, oh, saying hi to his buddy Winston, who's at the primal rage running away. And Winston's probably like, hey man, like this is my spot, all right? Get your own spot, okay? Manhunt, it's not that easy. All right, gotta look for it. And Kuo trying to do that work from the high ground, trying to build some ult charge. Gets booped off by Pixel, saying, no, this is my high ground. But Kuo has the telelocator, gets right back. Now, 90% towards that EMP while Rune and Xeno. Now, Rune is on the Doomfist, who just cracks down with the Meteor Strike, and now trying to clean up these squishies as the rest of the fight transitions towards the point. Inattentive cuts down Rune before they can rejoin Sandbaggers, and find Luigi's gets rid of Harlequin. Both Doomfists going down. That less crowd control for these teams really comes out to the primal ranging Winston, and then some, and Valhalla will burn there to try and put down Goobs, but Goobs is able to stay alive. Now Valhalla looking in for more. Super low, less than half HP, and so Shooter has no coverage, forced to use the self-destruct, and it will catch Rune somehow. They should have been taking cover there. And now Shooter back in their mech, looks for Goobs and puts him to sleep. There's that Anna. Now sound barrier from Pixel, trying to combine for kills, but they still have so much sustain to chew through. Xeno's nano boosted, and Goobs is forced to fall back and gets killed by Shooter, so doesn't even trade. Both supports going down. Has to worry though, it's Cool Up as the EMP, and they've left spawn, jumps in, EMP, finds multiple targets, and they gotta get these kills with the Meteor Strike, and Harlequin immediately responds, and there's the counter attack, finds Cool Whip. Now it's just a tank line from the Winston, trying to stay alive on Sandbaggers, but Shooter McGrath gets rid of Rune, so it's leaving less DPS to help out those big targets of Paper Plane. And here's the Primal Rage up against from Xeno, trying to batter everyone away, and helping out is Fractured, who concusses Pixel. Flying Luigi just gets rid of Shooter, and it looks like it should finally be a cleanup here for Sandbaggers after quite a prolonged fight here, Beatdown.
Indeed, good play from Paper Planes here, but like you said, you can stay in as long as you want, but if you're not getting the kills, it really doesn't matter. Harlequin doing so much work here on the Doomfist. Unfortunately, it was not enough for Paper Planes here. They may want to consider a comp swap, or maybe just at least work on the comms a little bit. I think they're struggling right now with their focus fire. Xeno, I think, lived a little longer than he needed to. It gave the time for Goop to give him the nano boost, which is pretty much the start of that ridiculous sustain he had. Now we see Cool Whip in the back here, just kind of looking for a key hack, so probably for his team to go for some kind of counter dive. Also, Rune already back with another Meteor Strike, so probably going to be looking to set that up.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about this fight, is that Paper Plane can build ultimates during the fight, but they don't have anything to enter it with. And there, Valhalla goes down before things really break out, and already they've lost every crucial member of their team, really, before the fight really gets going. So a nice hold for Sandbaggers, but there's still one more opportunity for Paper Plane to contest.
One more opportunity and 4 ults to go, actually 5 to go into this next fight. So, Paper Planes are not dead in the water yet. It really all depends on how well they use their ults and how well they can shut down the enemy. For instance, Flying Luigi's cannot get a single kill with that bomb. If he does, that's probably going to be the end of it. Looks like they're going to open with this Meteor Strike here.
Harlequin goes right to the back line and finds Goobs. Helps out. Inattentive steals a kill, but it's all good. 5-5 situation here. Harlequin goes in deep, forcing the rest of the blue squad here still to hold in this corner. But Flying Luigi's has their key out with the self-destruct. But no, Shooter throws theirs down first, holds them still at bay. 4 seconds remaining, and Rune uses their Meteor Strike to get rid of Shooter McGrath. Here's the self-destruct we were looking for. Flying Luigi's into the backboard, and it gets rid of Jay. No more reses. Overtime ticks down, but it barely gets touched. Sandbaggers with a huge advantage. Only one player left alive, and it's Pixel, and they will go down too. Overtime ticks away, and it's a hold on the second point here. Beat down. Sandbaggers trying to set themselves up for a quick win here on Temple of Anubis.
So far, doing a great job at doing that, Rapture. As good as Paper Planes have been playing this whole time, they really didn't have a swap for the Sombra. Cool Whip was kind of just running around them, getting all the hacks off, all the EMPs off, and he was rarely getting shut down. There was nothing to do about it. And I think that was a pretty key part on why they didn't actually they didn't end up finishing this round. But, you know, they still have a chance here. They can still hold the first point and take this map win. I think they just need to be more adaptive. But since this is the first point, I think they would need to just pick a comp that's very flexible. You know, can deal with a lot of things, because you don't have the spawn advantage that you would on attack. But if they get caught out on a comp that doesn't really work out for them, they're done.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not a situation where you could be getting caught out and wasting time. Right now, time is also your enemy. If you are paper playing, you're fighting a 1v2 right now, and that just plays into Sandbaggers' favor. They've set themselves up for a great opportunity here to rush in and try and take this out from underneath the feet of paper playing, who, again, they need to stay alive here. If they lose this, then they'll be dropping into losers after, you know, they make it to winners round 2, so that's good. But, you know, beatdown at this point, paper playing, you know, do you think they have what it takes to bring it back?
I do, and I really like the comp they have so far. Harlequin on the Sombra, Inattentive on the Widow, both proven very good at the roles they're playing right now. So yeah, as long as Harlequin can get the key hacks, and more importantly, as long as Paper Planes can converge on the hack targets and make the most use out of it, they still have a really good chance here.
Yeah, absolutely. And beatdown, it's certainly been a hard fight for paper plane, but it all culminates to this, where they have to be at their toppest point here, on peak, at their best, up against Sandbaggers, who wants to knock them into losers bracket, and they're rushing right in, led by Rune, that is, on the Sombra, who immediately gets clipped by the Widowmaker of Inattentive. Inattentive, despite the score, has really been putting on some great work with the Widowmaker and doing their best to hold Sandbaggers at bay, but that just forces Sandbaggers to play even better. With Rune on the Sombra, trying to get in Harlequin's face, forced to telelocate out. Now, this has forced the front line of the defense to push up a little bit here, and the offense might be able to take advantage of that. Paper Plane's still going to coalesce on the point itself, waiting for this high ground positioning here to come through, and that means they're going to take some of their own. They're going to get some real estate, waiting for Sandbaggers to eventually make their push at the 3-minute and 15 mark here.
I don't know. I don't really know what Paper Planes are doing here. You know, they have the advantage. Sandbaggers aren't doing anything. This is it. You know, counter dive them, jump them. They're just standing there and waiting for them. And they're not going to kill themselves.
Yeah, right. The kills are not going to come on their own. You got to hit some keys, and the keys are finally being pressed. Is it too late here for Paper Plane? Inattentive does get fractured. They might have wanted to break some bones here, as that's the only kill they're able to pick off. And Zeno finds Pixels. They're trying to take cover, but can't get away from him. And Goobs. Cool Whip finds Jay. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and Sandbaggers has a major advantage on the point, but Inattentive and Shooter still trying to even the odds. Unfortunately, they don't have enough weight to do that. The Widowmaker is still forced to fall off. Inattentive finds Cool, but that's the last kill they're going to get. And now it's Harlequin trying to continue to contest, but Rune still has an EMP. Even if somehow Paper Plane is able to contest this EMP from Rune, would certainly shut it down. But Valhalla trying to do just that with the Primal Rage, finds both supports, and then also Rune. There's no EMP. Valhalla makes the perfect move there with the Primal Rage, and all of a sudden, Paper Plane's right back in it. Sandbaggers trying to stay alive as Kuev gets slept, trying to get coverage there as flying Luigi, but they get D-Max. Valhalla with another one, Inattentive with 1.5, and there's a hold. Sandbaggers only able to get 1/3 of point A, but they are repelled.
My God, where do I start? Everything fell into place with Paper Planes. They did exactly what they needed to do. They played they played perfectly. The sleep dart on the Genji, the nano boost on the dying Winston. It all worked out so well. They still have some ult to show for it. Inattentive with the walls. They're looking really good right now. Only a minute and a half left. All they really need to look out for is Rune. And with his EMP, he might want to set up flying Luigi's with the self-destruct here. If they can weather that, this could actually be the hold.
Yeah, I think now this is put Sandbaggers in a position to play serious. Like, all right, we're done playing around now. That we've given you your turn. Now it's our turn. Here's Rune with the EMP actually comes out first from Harlequin. Rune was about to pop theirs, but Harlequin gets theirs out first. Flying Luigi's self-destruct finds Pixel. It's a 5v5 situation. But with Zeno down, less room able to be created here for Sandbaggers. Rune trying to get some high ground, but taking a ton of damage to do so and drawing a ton of attention. There's no way they can really create room. And detected. And at this point, they're going to get cornered, barely getting out with 16 HP, but Pixel says no. Now 15 seconds, and look at this. Paper Planes playing as the best that we've seen from this set.
Paper Planes, again, doing exactly what they need to do, getting so many key picks here. Oh, we're seeing ult come out here from the side of Sandbaggers, but this is a disadvantaged fight. I don't think this is what they want to be doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Sandbaggers absolutely in disadvantaged state right now. They're continuing to get staggered. They're popping ultimates here, but they still have 3, and they're about to get pulled, so they have one more opportunity, but it's going to be a rush job.
Rush job indeed. Sandbaggers just holding on to their ult for dear life. Maybe they were hoping to bait more out of the side of Paper Flames, but I don't think it worked the way they wanted it to. Still, Cool Whip with the Genji Blade could make a big difference here. You really need Heartwood to shut him down here because he's coming up with the EMP.
Sandbaggers rushes in, Rune with the EMP, catches everyone, jumps in for the back line, and finds the Ana. Goob goes down, it's Cool Up, cuts down Inattentive. 64 situation for Harlock. Oh, Valhalla with another jump. Just as we saw another clutch situation, and it's confirmed by Valhalla. Gets a 3rd kill. Literally another triple kill from Valhalla. And look at his Paper Plane is not done just yet. We're going to a map 4.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Paper Flames really just pulled it back right now.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Wow to
was
all
awesome.
of that. That was amazing. I can't.
Paper
I'm at a
Plane.
loss for
Yes,
words.
please give it to Valhalla. 2 situations in a row, getting a triple kill, helped with the team. There's that nano boost as you mentioned. Look at that, cornering both the Lucio and the Sombra, able to jump in, keeps everyone away, gets rid of the Genji. Oh, Valhalla right now putting Paper Plane on their back. You would think Paper Plane being paper wouldn't weigh so much. Yet you can see the work that was put in, and Valhalla earning another lifeline here for Paper Plane.
Valhalla, the absolute madman, he literally just by the sheer force of will decided, no, we're not losing yet. So they're still in here. It's 2-1. They're still in this. We're going to map 4. I'm so impressed with how they played that last map, especially the last 2 minutes. It was nothing short of flawless. The team play was there. The ability usage was there. The ultimate shutdowns were there. Everything was there, Rapture.
Absolutely. There was so much in that match. Honestly, it took a lot out of the team. It took a lot out of us for sure. So we're going to go to just a quick break here. But when we come back, please don't go anywhere. After that map, how can you? We're going to a map 4 here between Paper Plane and the Sandbagger. So don't go anywhere. More Overwatch Australian Open Division Season 3 2018 playoffs coming your way on the other side of this break. Welcome back, Overwatchers. We are going into map 4 here between Sandbaggers and Paper Plane. Thank you all for continuing to tune in with us. This is the Broadcast.gg coverage of the Australian Open Division Season 3 2018 playoffs. We're in round 2 of winners. I'm Rapture, still here with Beatdown, and after an absolutely fantastic map on Temple of Anubis, we still got to settle things. Things are still not over, so we got to go to another map. We got to go to a hybrid. We're going to Kings Row. Beatdown, you ready for it?
Oh, I'm ready for it. Things are so spicy right now. It seemed like Sandbaggers all but won. You know, holding point A is no easy feat. It's almost something you just never expect to happen. You know, if a team can't capture the second point, they're like, I guess they're probably teams that capture the first point, and that's a wrap. No, not today.
Yeah, that was right. Literally, they pulled out all the stops at that one moment. But here's the thing, though, Beatdown, right? Like, they put their all into that hold. Do you think they have enough in the tank to hold off Sandbaggers on Kings Row?
I think they do. I mean, if Paper Planes is even half as hype as I am right now, they got energy to spare. I'm not worried about their stamina at all. If anything, you know, turning the momentum on its head like that and almost pretty much swinging it into their favor can actually be a really huge boon for them. This could actually be it. This could be where they turn it around. I dare say, knock on wood, this could be the reverse sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the makings for it. You could win a Kings Row, make another first point hold, and all of a sudden you're on a control map once again, and it's anyone's game. So this is absolutely exciting stuff. It is do or die. You want to stay in winners as long as possible. So Paper Planes realizing, hey, we can't afford to be taking a loss right now. We can't be making that lose bracket run. We're still staying alive. They have some more breath. Beatdown. Obviously, we're gonna be looking at Valhalla again after that immaculate Winston play. Now they're going for Reinhardt. What do you think about that?
I think it's definitely the comp you want to play when you're running on Kings Row. It's a very static composition favorite map. If Valhalla can play, if he can play the Ryan anything like he can play the Winston, man, we're gonna see some carry plays here. They're on the defense. Classic with Brigitte. Actually, they're running the 3-4 composition here. Only defense is going to be Harlequin, so you know he really needs to get some key hacks, and Paper Planes really need to take advantage.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they're all entirely depending on Harlequin to get DPS and getting these hacks, because otherwise you just realize, okay, Sandbaggers, we're going to push into 6v5. The Sombras are asking me backline. We're going to go right in. And Sandbaggers does that, but then rotates through the hotel and then back in and then back around. They're not sure which side, if they want to rent a room or not, but Zeno's going to lead it on such an early Earth Shatter, and it does catch Kulip, and I believe another who are out in front of the shield of Zeno, but nevertheless, Zeno charges in, has an Earth Shatter of their own. Earth Shatter's getting built up quickly left and right. There it is! Earth Shatter cracks it down, gets one, and Valhalla also going down as well, but no kills immediately. Flying Luigi's does get Shooter, as they were also cut for the Earth Shatter, as Zeno gets pinned, gets out of dodge, taking a ton of damage, swinging away, but helped out by Flying Luigi's, plus the EMP against them. Actually, it works out to the advantage. Harlequin burns an EMP, and then dies immediately, and no one is there to follow up. Jay gets killed as well, and look at that. Sandbaggers not only getting the win, but also burning some ultimates.
Definitely. You definitely want to burn those key ultimates there. Oh, Harlequin then burns his ult, then he goes down. This is probably the moment where we're going to see Sandbaggers push it up. They have so many ults too. They're so far ahead in the ultimate advantage here. And, you know, Paper Planes need to just back up, get right out of dodge, as you said. And, you know, they just got to try again. They have the nano boost. Soon they're going to have a shatter. They got to make something out of that.
Yeah, actually, both of these Reinhardts, the exact same charge for Earth Shatters. They might have them right at the exact same moment at a critical mass here. We're about to reach it for that beatdown. Zeno has theirs. Valhalla has theirs. Who's going to crack it down first? You got to worry about this far from Inattentive, though. Switch it off. There's the Earth Shatter, blocked by Valhalla. Valhalla has theirs, but patiently waits to use the Earth Shatter, not immediately responding. Smart move, as Zeno was looking for it. And beatdown, the fight will simmer down for the time being, but you know, both teams are just fighting at the bit right now, chopping at the bit to get at each other, and Zeno still swinging, trying to bait Valhalla to use the Earth Shatter, but Valhalla's not taking it. Still waiting around here. Shooter has their Graviton, but they're not looking for the setup just yet, as Inattentive doesn't have the barrage, but there's a nano boost from Jai. A knockback slightly here with stun things, and Harlequin getting closer. There's the Graviton. Inattentive has the barrage, but the self-destruct to respond here. Flying Luigi's catches Valhalla, and the sleep though, but it won't get the kill on the Lucio. Meanwhile, Inattentive gets the barrage, trying to make do with what they have, and Room goes down, but there's a Sound Barrier, there's a Graviton, there's a Dragonton Surf combination, and it will connect with a lot of residual damage, but the fight is going in the way of the red squad here. Sandbaggers, they will be moving towards the close point of the second checkpoint.
Man, what a good time back Sandbaggers have right now. They're going to be up past 5 minutes for sure. Yeah, we're going to see 5 minutes on the dot there for them. They still are slightly ahead in the ult economy here. You know, they have 2 ults in the bank right now. Just great play from them overall. Valhalla really needed to not die in that last fight. Unfortunately, the Beat Bomb did get him. So going into this next fight, he really wants to block the shatter from Zeno and, you know, hopefully halt this push right here.
There's the Earth Shatter, and that'll get 2. Pixel goes down immediately. Shooter has to get out. This is an 18th hole here. Zeno, though, getting some nice ones down in the bucket. Inattentive goes down as well. That's a 2-piece there for Zeno. And Fractured will steal a kill, and Zeno probably doesn't mind. Harlequin finds Goob, but with Shooter, Pixel, and then Jai all bundled up in the back left, Harlequin really hasn't been able to create enough space with that Hanzo arrow just yet. But here's the Dragon Strike to try and do just that. Look at the angle taken. It does split off most of the team from the Bree, but everyone's staying alive still with no problem. Fractured, though, does get discorded. Gets purple, so they will be easily meltable, and the defense will hold. There's Earth Shatter, though, and it finds 3, and also Fly Luigi's actually got knocked off a little bit as they were Earth Shattered and stumbles down into the pit. Beat down. I hate to see that happen.
You definitely hate to see it, and I imagine you hate to be the one piloting the mech when it happens. Really great play from there. You could see that perfect setup there from Inattentive. Shield dash right into the Earth Shatter, exactly what they needed. Essentially winning the fight with 1 ult. That's exactly what they want to be doing right now. It looks like they finally managed to stabilize here. And I mean, I may be asking a lot, but they need to deal with the Graviton that's about to come out.
Yeah, the Graviton catching everyone in place. Zeno trying to get in there, but gets slept, falling back. They were lower than half HP, and Valhalla realizing that gets aggressive. Swings them right away. And Valhalla now catching up in Earth Shatter charge, just only 4% lower than Zeno now. And again, that Earth Shatter charge can really sway how the tide of these fights will go, how much pull and how much give it'll have. Now we're at the 3-minute marker, so Graviton sets up the Dragon Strike, but it gets eaten. Oh, it's not gonna find pay dirt, and then Earth Shatter cracks down. Pixel also getting caught. Earth Shatter still held by Valhalla, and then it comes down, and Flying Luigi and Fracture will get caught in it. Now it's self-destruct, landing down in the middle of the battlefield, and that won't get anybody. Flying Luigi just wants to stay in there, continue to hold their real estate, and beat down. Now we're getting that last leg of the map at the 2-minute and 45-second point.
So far, they're still somewhat stable here on the side of Paper Planes, but it looks like they're still behind in the ult economy here, so they're going to struggle a little bit in this next fight. But Pixel has a sound barrier. Hopefully that can come big right now. So there's still 2.5 minutes left.
Oh, and Bree can't hope to hold on there. All that armor's going to weigh you down as you're falling into the pit. Get a nice right click from Fractured. Goobs gets 2, and it's just a scrabble. A nice biotic raid. Fractured keeps those roller skates just blazing, staying alive there, almost pooped off, and a nice cozy walk in as it's completed by Sandbaggers. They nonchalantly walk it in with a pretty cohesive fight win at the end of the map, and now they've completed it. But we've seen, you know, Paper Plane, they fought back from they've been in worse situations, right? So now here we go, an opportunity for them to even outdo the time set here by Sandbaggers.
Oh, I fully believe that's possible. And I think that last round, the big contributor to Sandbaggers kind of, you know, coming up a little short. Or sorry, Paper Planes rather. Paper Planes were kind of, as soon as they kind of lost that first defense, you know, as soon as they started losing in the street phase, they didn't really have a good chance to collect themselves. It was kind of like you were taking a little bit of, I want to say staggered fights, you know, you were kind of short, and definitely some questionable ult usage. Because of that, they ended up not holding, coming up a little short, but in this next round, they definitely have the punching power to attack and take it all the way, so that's what I expect to see from them going into.
Yeah, this is, oh, I would love to see if Jay sticks on this Hammond. I'm not entirely sure. It is on offense, they're in spawn, so.
No
for the
trust.
defense, though, yeah, exactly. For the defense, the Junkrat, not a uncommon pick here on King's Row, of course. Certainly a map that you would consider a home field advantage for Junkrat. What do you think about the Widowmaker Junkrat composition from the defense?
I like it. You know, Widow and Junkrat work really well on this map here. Widow can take advantage of the sight lines. Cool Whip on the Junkrat can really just offer a lot of shield break and just put in a lot of damage into the team in general, especially because they're probably expecting a tanky composition out of here. This may actually work out really well in their favor. Still having the spawn advantage, this gives people a lot more chance to adapt. They've shown that they're pretty good with doing that, so, you know, hopefully they can see what's happening here on the side of Sandbaggers and adapt.
Yep, this is, again, another do-or-die situation. It will always be like that until the set ends here for Paper Plane. It is a curse, but it might be a blessing. It could be a reverse sweep in the making. and now they have to prove themselves in the offensive attempt here, led by the dual shield setup by Inattentive and Valhalla. They're going to rush right in and immediately take control of the point, but do they have the D to the property? Not entirely sure, but Fractured unable to make a good case as Shooter guns him down with the multi-missile barrage. Ruin evens the odds here against Harlequin, and Pixel getting super low. The Biotic Grenade certainly not helping out. A great play there by Goob, who's landing some very solid Biotic Grenades throughout the set entirely. And as we've gone down about 30 seconds here, both teams scrambling for control of the point, but the kill feed's going blue. They have 2/3. They're halfway through the third. They should be able to complete it. No one else in the defense is remaining. And there it is. Paper Plane takes a very quick point and capture.
Good start here from Paper Planes. A lot of them are on fire. Really great pin from Valhalla in that last fight. Again, you know, he's just been doing so much work for his team there. So much sustain was there on the side of Sandbaggers, but he put an end to that by pinning Goobs, taking him out of the fight, and that's pretty much what did it. Now they're going ahead. They're trying to take a quick fight here. Kuip trying to shut that down immediately, though, with the Rip Tire.
And Kuip also getting all the way in. See, already kind of playing that hand, seeing that it was coming from afar. It's an easy cleanup for Paper Plane, so not a great route taken there by Kuip, so not very effective. Meanwhile, Rune looking to help bolster this nano boosted Xeno as they push up here just a little bit. Pushing up harder on the Zarya, almost able to complete it through the defense matrix, but unable to do so. There's Earthshatter, immediately responds. Xeno able to get back up, and a Graviton with the self-destruct combination only gets one, but Harlequin actually gets the damage done with the Graviton itself, and then picks up Xeno as they try to get away through Main Street. 4 minutes and 35 seconds now here, Beatdown, and Paper Plane's in control.
They're doing good so far, but maybe a few too many ultimates in that last fight. If they were ult tracking, there's a good chance they realized that Sandbaggers burned a little too much in that last fight, but still a little reckless. Sandbaggers has a chance to take this next fight, and they have 2 ults to show for it. So, you know, unless Valhalla can go really big and block this shatter, they might get stalled for the time being.
And if they do, they can be rewarded with that sound barrier from Pixel. There's the Earthshatter, and it doesn't hit home. Oh, Xeno wishes they could have that one back. There's the self-destruct, and Flying Luigi's able to get right back in, but unable to pick up the slack. That doesn't find anything either. Now the sound barrier from Pixel. Here's their turn, Namusha and Paper Plane's turn to go in, but Kuip trying to stop the momentum, gets rid of Jay, and then Xeno. Now it's a 64 situation, and with the Graviton thrown out, I believe that got sucked up, but Harlequins won't. It keeps everyone at bay. A great suck up by Shooter to keep Flying Luigi's off, but it's Kuip who saves the day with 2 kills on Harlequin and Pixel. Still both teams trading, but Flying Luigi's pushing the advantage alongside Kuip. 4.51 meters away from the checkpoint, but it's still not enough. Beatdown.
I don't know what that ult usage was from Paper Planes here. You know, they got so many ults out of Sandbaggers. They got the grab out. They got the sound barrier out. They got the Rip Tire out. This next fight was going to be theirs. It was going to be all theirs, but they kind of threw it away. You know, they used some ults when they didn't need to. Now all they have is the Diva Bomb, soon to be the Rally. I mean, again, Xeno has a shatter, so Valhalla looking at you. If you can block this, go big for your team, it can go work out, but it doesn't look like he can.
Yeah, you better block that, and that guard bar has been broken. You're in stun and dizzy mode. You're about to get comboed, and there it is. Everything's let loose. Paper Plane routed yet again, Beatdown, and now we're below the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, you're probably sweating just a little bit here if you're Paper Planes. You know, they were moving so quickly, and for them to be halted like that, got to be a little demoralizing, but still building some ults on their side, evening out this economy here. Yeah, I want to see some combinations come out from them. You know, the Nano Boost's going to come out today. Maybe Nano the Rhyme. Valhalla will get the shatter faster, but we'll have to see. Tire's coming out right now.
Yeah, Cool Whip trying to make a difference, and it doesn't make a difference this time. Fast Shooter now with the self-destruct. That's the only ultimate for the blue side until Jay's about to get theirs for Paper Plane. And self-destruct comes out from Shooter. There it is. And it will find Rune. Meanwhile, the other Zarya, Harlequin, is nano boosted, trying to push that way in after they get caught by the Junkrat trap. There's another Earthshatter yet again. So many Earthshatters, but helping out is the Graviton from Harlequin. Unable to confirm off the self-destruct with, Flying Luigi's actually able to get rid of Shooter. Shooter didn't have theirs. Flying Luigi's got them, gets the kill, gets the D-mech. And now a sound barrier from Pixel trying to bolster Paper Plane. The payload just won't go anywhere. Has some stones in front of those wheels and is unable to move. Bricks that is probably. and Jay unable to get a sleep. Here's yet another Riptire here from Cool Whip. Trying and trying and trying, and finally it'll work out. Harlequin will get caught up in that, and now 1 minute and 30 seconds here beatdown. Paper Plane is still yet to figure out a way through Main Street, and now they have to fall back even further. No, they're losing so much ground that they've worked to hold on this whole time here beatdown as they lose 2.
Losing 2, less than 90 seconds left, man. This is not looking good here for Paper Planes. It seemed like they had it made. You could switch. You could suggest a bar swap, maybe, but it's too late. Couldn't reasonably build any ult charge off of it. But this comp they have is fine. They just got to use their ults better. They need to, use them economically. Now they're rallying up. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Rune looking for that grab right now, but snuffed out from Tournament Gravy. Hopefully he can eat it.
Oh, great block there. Zeno blocks the Earth Shatter from Valhalla. Uses theirs. Valhalla swinging. That's a 4-man Earth Shatter. 4 players go down, but the kill's not able to stack up immediately. Valhalla gets right back in. Harlequin with their Graviton. It's not sucked up. There's no one there to do so. Flying Leech didn't have the Spence Matrix. 2 kills for Harlequin. Now we're reversing Earth Shatter. I'm sorry, Self-Destruct with the Graviton, but Valhalla able to block it despite being caught in the Graviton. And now Rune's gonna get punished for being in that position. That's the corner you don't want to be in. Beatdown. There's less than 30 seconds remaining here, and Paper Planes are running out of time.
Running out of time, but this might actually be the chance. They have the man advantage. Oh, and it looks like Sandbaggers is going to back up. Paper Planes are still in this. They still have the ultimate bank. It is definitely not over for them. Now they have, we're going to see the Riptire actually come out from Cool Whip. He wants to shut this down, shows them momentum once again.
Oh, Cool Whip gets one. Pickled losing their life to that. Now a 6v5 situation for Sandbaggers, and they're going to push that. They may be able to pick up the Bree as well. They demech Shooter, that's big. They're going to have to wait for the remech here, but no, Rune kills Shooter. All right, so they're just going to force the reset. They want more fights. They want blood. They're not satisfied with this yet. They want more from Paper Plane, and Paper Plane just trying to stack up the ultimate beatdown. But look at this, 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining. There's very little time to work with.
It's getting very dangerous here from Paper Planes, but as you said, they've got the ultimate stack. They've almost got 4. Actually, soon to be 5. This could be it. You got to make use of every single one. They have enough to make it to the end, but can they do it before the overtime break?
Oh, Earthshatter gets 3. Can they get the follow-up, though? A Graviton to keep everyone in place. Self-Destruct to try and confirm. Can the shield be there in time? Everyone gets out. The cover is made, and Zeno's there. And then the Earthshatter, it gets 5. It's a nuclear fallout there. And Zeno's trying to eradicate the human race. And Earthshatter will complete that fight yet again. 30 seconds remaining on the clock now, and Paper Plane has been reduced to dust. They have 2 ultimates, about to get 3, but beatdown, I think they've been broken down.
Oh man, this isn't looking good now. As you say, broken down, low on ult. This is it. This is their last fight. They can't afford to lose a single thing, and they have the Riptire. So if this gets anybody, it's done.
Yeah, cool up. Oh, it gets Jay. You don't want to be losing your Ana, especially as the Nano Boost almost would have been ready as the fight broken out. Oh, both Reinhardt's trading charges. Nice reaction there. Graviton keeping Paper Plane in one place. Sandbaggers, 3 kills. Oh, and Zeno, just for good measure, almost feels like overkill at this point. Earthshatter, Self-Destruct, swinging the hammer, getting kills, body blocks to sleep. Overtime ticking away. Sandbaggers confirms it. And there it is, the 3-1 victory for Sandbaggers. They move through even further, deeper into the Australian Open Division Season 3 2018 playoffs. Congrats to them for the 3-1 win.
Congrats indeed, and unfortunately, that means Paper Planes is making their way to the losers. They cannot afford to lose up one more game after that. Otherwise, that means they are completely out of this tournament. But still, kudos to them. I still think they have a lot of potential here to do well in this tournament. They're played so well, honestly. It's just a little bit of polishing, a little bit of tightening up, some little things that they need to work on if they can do some damage.
Absolutely, yeah. This is, taking a loss in winners bracket, not the end of the world. Still have an opportunity to bring it back, put some, catch the spotlight with the crazy losers run. Always love to see that. And it was certainly a great set. Absolutely awesome job to Paper Planes for putting up such an immaculate fight against Sandbaggers. That third map, crazy hype, one of the best maps we've definitely seen here at Broadcast.gg for sure in Open Division. And honestly, for the start of this inaugural cast of Australian Open Division, it's been nothing but awesome. These first 2 sets have been great. Beatdown, off of this last set here, the 3-1 victory for Sandbaggers, was there a standout moment for you in that set that really kind of, for me, I know it's definitely Valhalla getting those 2 triple kills on Anubis. I feel like I've stolen your thunder by saying that, so I'm gonna put it on you. Do you have another moment, or is it that one? As I don't blame you.
I mean, we can share that thunder because it is big. Valhalla coming so big for his team. He's literally the reason we went to Kings Row at all.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Valhalla literally forced it to go to King's Row, continued an amazing set. It was awesome. Before we wrap this up, Beatdown, any closing thoughts?
Props to Paper Planes. Just learn from this bod. I think you guys especially, they have so much potential. They can really make a good run here in the losers bracket. I know we're saying that a lot, but somebody's got to do it, and I really think it can be them.
It's true.
So yeah. Then they showed up today. They definitely fought tooth and nail. Yeah, they came up short, but that's the beauty of double elimination. You got another chance.
Yep, and always a way to prove yourself and get back and get your revenge. Maybe you'll run into that same team and lose the bracket again, but still, some more Australian Open Division this weekend. So keep your eyes peeled on Broadcast.gg. And in fact, we still have 2 more sets tonight. In fact, we have our next set in about 45 minutes or so. So keep your Twitch tuned here to Broadcast.gg for more Australian Open Division Season 3 2018 playoffs. I've been Rapture here with Beatdown. We've had Moosh on production, Pimp helping us out, Pimp in the Crib helping us out with the team. So it's all a team effort. Thank you all for helping out, for tuning in, all of you hanging out in the chat. It's been great. And we still have some more sets, so don't go anywhere. More Overwatch here, Open Division, Australia, Season 3 2018 playoffs here on Broadcast.gg, coming your way in a little bit. We'll see you then.